Well, I've amassed a lot of router bits over the years. I do tons of woodworking, and router bits are just so important. You got to have the right ones in your collection. Let's check out a few. This big pack out tray lives inside my router table, and I guess it's not totally dust free in there. Well, I've tried plenty of brands. White side, there's some Rockler in here. This red color I recognize as being the old Porter cable bit. Plenty of Freud bits. CMT slot cutter. Infinity makes some nice bits, and then there's two that are similar in color. This dark green is actually a Woodcraft bit, and a little bit lighter green, these were old Grizzly bits. And you know, as long as they're carbide tipped, you know it's going to have a certain amount of quality to it. But today what I wanted to look at was these quad cutter bits from Freud. Sometimes I feel like when people are testing blades or bits, they don't take the time to fully prep their stock. They just kind of grab the worst scrap in their shop. And so I'm going to take a minute over at the joiner to clean things up. I've got an old DJ-20 and recently made some dust collection modifications that I'm pretty proud of. I enclosed the lower dust chute with some sheet metal and pop rivets, and that made a nice permanent solution, and it really fixed the dust collection. So if you want to check that out, I'll drop a link to the video down below. These Jessam stock guides I use all the time if the cut is wide enough, but on this next series of cuts, I think we'll just go with a featherboard. Sometimes I wish my saw stop had as good of dust collection as my joiner with those new mods. And of course the saw is good if the blade is buried in the middle of the cut, but when you're just taking off a small amount, it tends to spew dust at you. Does anybody else love these old bench dog router tabletops? Mine sits on a custom base, but I tell you what, you can't get these things anymore, but they were really high quality. If you ever see one of these on the used market, buy it without hesitation. These profiles are all labeled on the box, so I'll start with this roundover. I think I'll do about a half height cut and then finish up with a full cut and see how it looks. Now luckily with these Quadra-Cutter bits, at least the ones that come in a kit, there's no wax coating on it. Just wipe away any light machine oil off the shank and you're good. Heck, I'm even using a Freud FT1700 router, another oldie but goodie that you can't get anymore. I love it because the above the table height adjustment features, and it just raises up so high that you can easily swap bits. I wish they still made that router, I'll tell you that. Drop down our guides, get those set. And those are nice because they hold the stock both down and against the fence, kind of like having 4 featherboards all at once. So with the first pass, we got a very clean cut, no chip out or tear out at all in that white oak, which sometimes is hard to do. I do notice right in the middle there's just a little raised area where my board must have pulled away momentarily from the fence, but that'll get cleaned up on a second pass. Comparing the cut quality of these Quadra-Cut router bits to a standard router bit is kind of like comparing a cheap dado blade to a really fine dado set with at least 4 teeth per chipper. I know that makes a huge difference at the table saw, and I'm starting to see it makes a big difference at the router table too. So we'll raise that bit up for our next pass. Okay, that time we got a perfect cut. I was careful to keep the board against the fence the whole time, and still no chip out whatsoever on that white oak. That looks really good, and it almost feels like it's already been sanded. And the best way I know to check cut quality is just to hold it up to a raking light. Now here I can see the swirl marks from my table saw, but I don't see any mill marks from that router bit. That's impressive. And that's the basic layout on these. Actually 4 carbide cutters on each bit. So that basic roundover profile was a 34-126, and the next one we're going to try looks like kind of a tall OG profile. It's a 38-106. Does anyone else hate how awkward these separators are? When are they going to come up with something a little easier to use? At least the dust collection is pretty good, I'll give them that. Now realize you can use all or part of the profile on these compound shaped bits, and here's what that OG bit looks like raised part way up. cut quality looks good, but let's raise the bit up a little bit. I want to get a full depth pass, including the little fillet. Now I purposely stopped the bit in the middle of the cut to let that spin down and compare the burning to the other bits that I'm familiar with. Or maybe I should say lack of burning. This is where the bit stopped and spun all the way down. I don't see any burning at all, just a little shiny spot where it gave the wood an extra polish. And that's what the full OG profile will give you, and it's just a classic architectural detail. This one is the 38-362, and although it looks like a similar profile, it actually has an extra bead. So that one can give you up to 2 square edges. And here's the 38-362 after one pass. Or you can get this great looking profile with a full depth cut. And here's the profile you'll get with the 38-314 with the bit raised halfway up and with a full depth pass. And the 99-005 will give you this profile when it's raised about halfway up, and a tightly curved profile like that with the bit raised all the way up. So just one more bit to test, the 38-614, and as I roll that past, you may be able to see what a nice shearing angle those carbide cutters are on. That's part of the reason these make such a nice clean cut. Here's the resulting profile of the 38-614 with the bit about halfway up, and then a look at the full profile. And to me, I see the most beautiful effects from actually combining different profiles in this kit, like you might do if you're building a custom fireplace mantle. So I am really impressed with the cut quality on these Quadra-Cut bits, but at first I thought, you know, is this just a gimmick? After all, I do like the standard Freud bits with just 2 cutters, but then I started comparing it to a dado blade and using that as an analogy. And I know that once I jumped from a basic 2-wing cutter set at the table saw up to one with at least a 4-wing cutter set, that made a huge difference in cut quality, and it seems to be the same principle at the router table. If you like the router bit topic, give me a quick thumbs up and consider subscribing to The Thoughtful Woodworker. And I love hearing from you, so drop me a comment like what's your favorite brand of router bit, and be sure to drop down to the description box. I'll put links there to some of my favorite shop goodies.